Many works leverage contextual information in images to boost object detection performance. Most previous works focus on using other labeled object categories in the image to provide context. For example, to better detect the plant in this image, other labeled object categories, such as sofa and chair, are utilized as potential context for the plant. The unlabeled regions are neglected, resulting in such a view of the image. Clearly, this view is significantly less informative than the original image. Interestingly, we find that a large proportion of images in the popular MSRC and Pascal datasets are unlabeled. We ask the question, are these unlabeled regions useful? We conduct a human study where we show subjects images excluding the unlabeled regions, as well as the entire image. We find that humans perform much better when looking at the entire image. This confirms our intuition that the unlabeled regions do contain useful contextual information. Therefore, in this work, our goal is to effectively leverage the unlabeled regions to extract contextual cues relevant to the object of interest. This is an example result of our work that automatically discovers a consistent contextual region for the object plant. Some prior works do utilize these unlabeled regions. They do so mainly by expanding the object bounding box with a fixed ratio or using the whole scene. However, the granularity of the context can vary across different categories, or even within categories under different scenarios. In our work, we extract context at adaptive granularity, which results in capturing multiple-level contextual interactions. For example, for the airplane, it captures the scene-level context, while for the horse, it captures inter-object interactions between the horse, person, and fence. It even captures the intra-object interactions. The cat's face serves as a context of sorts for the cat. Note that this varying granularity is automatically determined. We call our novel contextual cue contextual meta-objects. We model the contextual meta-objects via object models. So the main contribution of our work is how we discover these contextual meta-objects for each object category. Our approach is straightforward. During training, it involves a two-stage clustering process. Using the labeled object of interest bounding box as an anchor point, we first cluster all images containing the object of interest according to the object location and scale. In the second stage, we further divide each cluster into two clusters based on the different contents around the object. We then determine the largest bounding box within each group that is smaller than 80% of the images in the group. This determines the granularity of context that will be captured. The resultant bounding boxes correspond to the contextual meta-objects. We then train a detector for this contextual meta-object. During testing, the score of this detector will serve as a contextual cue to rescore candidate object of interest detections. We perform experiments on the Pascal VOC 2007 dataset and evaluate the object detection performance. We first compare our contextual cue with the two methods that exploit the unlabeled regions at fixed granularity. The results show that our approach that automatically and adaptively determines the granularity performs better. We also validate the usefulness of extracting contextual cues from unlabeled regions. We show that while using labels only from the object of interest, our method can already achieve slightly better results than a state-of-the-art approach that uses 20 labeled objects as context. Furthermore, combining these two cues further boosts the performance, showing the complementary nature of our proposed cue. A big benefit of modeling the contextual region as an object is that it allows us to reuse the same detector for detecting the object of interest in the first place, to train a model to detect our contextual cue. Results here show that this contextual cue can significantly improve performance of multiple object detectors, all by simply reusing the detector itself. Results here show that the detected contextual objects not only helps to predict the existence of the object of interest, but also provides informative priors for the spatial location of objects. The top row shows the learned contextual model. Example detections are shown in the second row. The third row shows the spatial prior each model assigns to a person being present. To summarize, we propose a new contextual cue to exploit the unlabeled regions. Our cue captures contextual interactions at varying levels: scene, inter-object, intra-object. We learn the contextual cue via object models, using the same detection method for detecting objects of interest. Therefore, the proposed method intelligently leverages existing techniques, making it easily accessible to the community. For more details, please visit our project page. Thank you.